Artificial intelligence is beginning to reshape the way architecture is taught, learned, and imagined, challenging traditional methods of representation, research, and design thinking. Beyond automation, generative AI is opening new possibilities for creativity, collaboration, and architectural pedagogy. In this episode, expert Anurakti Yadav explores the role of generative AI in architectural education, discussing how AI tools that are newly emerging influence studios, workflows, critical thinking, and the future of learning within design schools.
Architecture education nowadays, we know the students are using the AI tools, and really we cannot stop that, right? The main thing is we need to be aware what AI tools are there instead of getting fear that we might not exist in the future and it is going to replace us. No, better get a little bit known for. I think there is some scribbling happening over my screen. Okay, great. Shweta.
Um, Ritik, can you just take care of that, please?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll ignore that. Going back. Yeah. Then the role of educators is evolving. Do not be fear about the thing that AI is gonna replace us. But no, our role is getting evolving and we need to get updated about it instead of getting a fear that yeah, we will disappear. No, this is not gonna happen. It's a machine, it will remain a machine. We are the one who know how to use that, right? So use AI as a teaching support instead of just sitting there and discussing that it is gonna do that, do this. No, get off the dialogues and be in action. So how you can use it? It can be used for improving the efficiency, right? Efficiency means instead of working too much on the admin tasks, you will get more time to have with the students, right? If you get the admin tasks that we all the faculties, all and educators have. So you can reduce that time and improve the efficiency with the students and the discussions. The personalization factor is there. It helps you personalize the learning paths based on the student needs and the progress, right? So whatever progress is there, if you can map it quickly on time during the semester time, so you can actually do the personalization in your inputs in whatever objectives you have thought of and how you want the semester to go on, because you are getting a time to think on it and be with the students. Next thing is definitely the feedback time will be there. So enhancing the learning process, you can give more feedback to the students, right? So that's one thing. Next is the data analysis. You can do the analysis of student work to identify what is the current trend is going on and how the students is actually working nowadays to have the strategies that can improve your teaching. We have to be keep updating ourselves, and that can happen if you know how the student is responding nowadays and what they want. So, and the simulation. The simulation is making something difficult thing to be explained in a very quick and easy way. So two-way communication can happen easily with using the AI. So if I summarize this thing, it is reducing the time to work on other things and giving more time to be with students. That's one thing. And used by you is not in a good way. So it's the prompt engineering that we need to understand, right? So we have weak, good, and expert level prompt. The weak prompt means you have given a very vague information that maybe I need a brief for my this particular topic. That's it. So if you give this information, वो बहुत ही generic answer देगा. You will not be happy with the answer. What you need to understand is you need to give the entire information to the GPT. You have to specify the context. You have to specify the format. You have to write the the output that you are expecting so that it can frame the things accordingly, right? And for the expert level where you want something for your own personal things and you want it really pro, you have to give the relevant background information also. Write some examples. These are the examples. Now in GPT, you have the attachment option too. So you can attach the references in form of JPEG, PDF, whatever. And you clearly state the expected outcome, like I want it in a list way, I want it in a summarized way, I don't want it in a bullet answer that you usually give. Write it. Give give me the answer in a summarized way. So वो आपको paragraph way में देगा. Otherwise, it will end up giving you answers in bullets. That's really not, I mean, I don't like that particular format to that. So I will give you one example over here. If you write, give a lecture on sustainable architecture or give a brief for any lecture on this particular topic, it will not come to your expectation. What you have to write is, consider yourself the best professor in architecture. So here you are giving it a specified role, right? Write a brief for a third year architecture students on sustainable building design in tropical climates. So the goal is again defined कि मुझे tropical climate के ही लिए ही चाहिए, third year के लिए चाहिए, architecture students के लिए चाहिए, right? Then make the lecture of 20 minutes and include the objectives, key principles, 3 case studies, and few interactive questions. Now you have set the restrictions कि इस way में ही मुझे answer चाहिए. So restrictions and suggestions is being set. Now give me the answer here in the text as a format to make a PPT with slides and content in each slide. Means the format is clear. You don't want it in a summarized or paragraph पे. आपको चाहिए जो आप clearly PPT में use कर सको. So say text format में दो जो मैं PPT में use कर पाएंगे. And of course, at the end, you can ask the AI itself that suggest me few AI websites that I can use free to make this particular presentation. So इधर उधर ढूंढना ये सब करने की जरूरत नहीं. Everything is there. Ask it, it will give you the answer. So that one thing you have to follow. And this role, context, example, what style you want and in which format you want. This is the thing which will give you the exact satisfied answer that you are looking for. Right? Now, next important thing, more after the text, next thing is the visual AI tools. Visual AI tools, I think I have already told you why and how you can use in your teaching. You can use from text to graphics, text to image, and text to video, right? From text to graphic, these are the tools you can use. Basically, we can use the graphical tools for poster making and for our presentation or infographics, right? For text to image, again, to explain some particular complex topics to them, right? From text to video, okay, I'll tell you how interestingly it can be converted. I'll show you what I created quickly. Yeah. So these are the tools that are reliable for generating your PPT or infographics. So you can take a screenshot of this if you want. Otherwise, it is there in the slide or in the link I've shared. If I go to anyone, right? Okay, let's go to the napkin AI. This is basically for the I think you know the interface of this. You have to sign into the Google and you have to start using it. So, okay. क्या है उसको? Yeah, I'll switch to my GPT. This dialog box is coming in between. Yeah. So I'm sure all of you are using GPT and you know. Yeah. Yeah, here is my GPT thing. You can see it is little different, more uh, interface is little different from the basic GPT because I have updated it and I've added AI PRM. I will tell you what is that and why it is used for. Okay, so I have written the prompt as generate a second year architecture design brief for a community library in a dense urban context. Let's see what it is giving us as a result. Yeah, okay. So it is for second year. We asked the studio content. I hope my this thing is not popping up in between.
We are able
This
to see it properly.
the entire screen you are able.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah, the studio explores how architecture can create the meaningful public space within a congested urban fabric. Students will design neighborhood community library that acts not as a place for reading but as a social condenser. Right? It has given you the project emphasizes किस पे emphasize करना है public versus private spatial transitions, inclusive and interactive community spaces, blah blah. A project background is given, right? What need to be considered? A site context is given. It is generic because अभी हमने कुछ उसको दिया नहीं था information. Still, it gave us something over there. Plot size is there. Yeah, building, narrow axis, blah blah blah. What is the surrounding? And what are the main points student must respond to? What are the design objectives that the student must aim? वो भी पूरा डिटेल में दिया हुआ है यूज कोर्टयार्ड टेरेस वॉइड skylights flexible spaces for multiple community uses blah blah. The user group is also being identified by it, yeah? And even the area statement is also there. So this is what being getting generated in a minute by AI, right? Everything is there. Total built up area इतना होगा, design consideration इतनी होगी regarding materiality, inclusivity, and everything, right? Outcomes will be this, blah, blah, blah. That is good for your for your documentation. Expected studio drawings, किस scale में कौन सा चाहिए, that is also clear, right? Okay, so this is all given by the JPT. It काफी help करी है इसने. So you can get it quickly. I'm not saying you are doing a cheating while you are using GPT for producing your design brief, but you are saving your time. If you give the entire information, इतना चाहिए, इसके लिए चाहिए, ये मेरा site है, you don't have to write it by your own. It is being just generated through that, right? So that's one help. Okay, now switching back to the other thing. So what are the other uses of AI for us, for the educators? So here is your napkin AI. मैंने create करके रखा है quickly करने के लिए. So if somebody is taking the portfolio of internship, I have given the information कि मुझे इस internship के लिए एक PPT present करने के लिए क्या चाहिए है. So I have given all this information. What is the internship, blah blah, pre-internship phase, onboard start, all the phases and all the stages. Now I wanted कि मेरा quickly एक infographic generate ho jaye. You have to just click on the left side of that, and here is the infographic. So within a second, it is there. You can change the way you want. You want it simple, sober, black and white. You want it in this phase, in this manner. Yeah, you are getting everything from there. You have all the options. So if I click this, you will get it. So internship journey, I just wrote the text and you have the graphic over there. If I try the last one, say, okay, I think it's buffering. Post internship, follow up with contact, update resume, reflect on learning, explore full-time opportunities, and maintain the professional relationship, right? So again, for this, you can choose this infographic if you want. So it is ready with you. You can directly copy it as a JPEG image and use it in your PPT. Simple. Fine. So आपको जो भी इंफॉर्मेशन देनी है आप दो एंड उसका विजुअल okay, switching to the video generation, right? Now, as I said, video generation के लिए, I have started using this and it is working really well. Really well in terms of bringing the curiosity before coming to the studio. So I have a habit of pre-sharing the references in terms of text, in terms of articles, in terms of TED Talks or some YouTube videos. कि नेक्स्ट स्टूडियो में बॉस ये होने वाला है, थोड़ा माइंड प्रिपेयर करके आओ कि ये चीज आप करोगे और ये चीज आप समझोगे. So उसके लिए now I am using in video out of all these tools, which is Sora, Canva, Motion AI, Pictory in video. Text say you generate the video and you can pre-share it with the students. So I pre-share it a night before. Keep was tomorrow is this what going to get discussed. This is what I used. During the class also you can use if you are getting difficulty to explain some complex structural system. I'll show you that demo too. तो आप वो भी क्विकली इन वीडियो में जाके आप वीडियो क्रिएट करवा सकते हो, वो एक्सप्लेन कर सकते हो. Post the input immediately because again, it's a student tendency to forget the things. A lot of subjects they have to handle in a semester. So pre-share, post-share, दोनों आप साथ में कर सकते हो along with the input. So the thing is be with the students, right? Okay, I will show quickly. Open किया ही हुआ है. Yeah, so this is the in-video interface. Right? आप अपना login करो. Give me a topic, your point of view and instructions in any language. You just write, I want to create, I want a video on this particular topic. I want this and that. I want to explain it to the students. और ये चाहिए मुझे तो आएगा. इसको the only thing is ये seconds में create नहीं होता है. It takes some minutes to get generated. That's why I'm just showing you what I have already created. This is one. I teach project management and professional practice also. So what I wanted is I wanted them to understand कि क्या है site management, उसके बारे में थोड़ी सी curiosity मुझे create करवानी थी बच्चों में. So I gave this prompt, video on site management and professional practice. Intro में ये होगा. Senior person will talk about the site management and professional practice. उसके बाद में section 2 में ये होगा, ये होगा, ये होगा. Again, you ask GPT, I want to create a video using in-video AI. Give me the detailed prompt. If you want a detailed one or you want a quick one, तो quick भी आप मांग सकते हो. Give me a detailed one with the screen, with the script. It will give you this. So वहां से copy किया, यहाँ किया, and this is.
Let's talk about site management in professional practice. Site management is crucial for the success of any construction project. It involves planning, coordinating, and controlling resources to ensure projects are completed on time, within budget, and to the required quality standards. Some key aspects of site management include resource allocation and management, risk management and mitigation, quality control and assurance, safety protocols and regulations, and communication and teamwork. To ensure effective site management, it's essential to plan and schedule work carefully, monitor progress and adjust plans as needed, develop a culture of safety and quality, and communicate clearly with team members and stakeholders. Let's learn more about this tomorrow. See you.
So this is what I shared as a quick thing, nothing detailed, nothing much, कुछ नहीं, बस मुझे curiosity generate करनी थी. One more thing, if the detailed one, एक और just one last. So this was about the technical subject. It was about understanding the digrade structural system. Again, to develop the curiosity कि next class में क्या हम पढ़ने वाले हैं उसका थोड़ा सा gist देना था. This I got from GPT asking कि मुझे foundation and core construction भी चाहिए उस वीडियो में. I want the lower digrade level erection detail too. I want the installation of ring beam, blah blah blah. So that was the prompt given, and this is the result I got in terms.
You're an architecture student dreaming of designing iconic towers. You need to know about diagrid structures. They're the secret behind those eye-catching column-free buildings. Ready to break it down? Imagine replacing boring vertical columns with a network of diagonal beams, like the crisscrossing lines on a spider's web. That's the diagrid, a structural system where strength and style meet. Step 1. It starts with a strong core and deep foundation, just like any skyscraper. Next, the diagonal members go up floor by floor, forming triangles that span several stories at a time. Every few floors, ring beams are added. Think of them as sturdy belts, holding everything together and helping the building resist twisting and swaying. Each diagonal connects at special joints on every ring beam, locking the structure in place. Floor slabs slide in between, supported by secondary beams, creating wide open spaces, no columns needed. This pattern repeats all the way up, building a strong exoskeleton. Once topped out, the diagrid frame gets its glass and skin, and the result? Sleek, efficient, and uniquely beautiful buildings, like the Gherkin in London. Diagrid structural art that shapes the skyline.
Yeah, good enough again to bring the curiosity, and it has used all the technical vocab because I gave the prompt like that. Use a technical vocab, use all these things over there. Quick generation within some minutes. I shared it with the students, and students were like, okay, we are gonna learn about diagrid. And see how it helped is they are familiar with the word already a night before. So when you have interaction, we have questions with the students, they are much quick to answer. At least they in part. So what are we concerned of? आपने लिखा भी है. We are concerned about the plagiarism. We are concerned about the misinformation because we have a lot of information now available, which to use, which not to use. We are concerned about the death of critical thinking too, right? And maybe the equality in terms of the students who are really equipped and good with digital hands, they might get more advantage over the one who are still getting habitual to that. It might happen. But if I tell you how to use the thing ethically, I'll give you this example. If you use AI for the design studio submission, the misuse is if a student submits that particular AI generated concept visuals from the Midjourney as a final design work without any modification or acknowledgement, presenting them as entirely self-created. That's the misuse, biggest misuse, because that's a plagiarism. उसी का रिस्पॉन्सिबल यूज आप उसको समझा सकते हो कि स्टूडेंट यूजेस मिड जर्नी टू एक्सप्लोर द विजुअल इंस्पिरेशंस बेस्ड ऑन देयर डिजाइन इंटेंट whatever being shared by you, select the relevant outputs and develop them further to through the personal sketches and design refinement while clearly citing the use of AI in the process. The student has to accept that yes, I have used AI and now I'm using it as a reference base. Put the tracing over it, do all the variation through the hand sketch or the SketchUp or whatever. So that's the ethical or responsible use of that particular example. if we are talking about the research, so if a student is researching on a particular topic, misuse is when a student copy it and submit a full-length essay generated by the GPT itself without reading it, without reviewing it, and without editing it, leading to issues of plagiarism definitely, and there is nothing original in that. How you can make it responsible in use? A student uses GPT to generate an outline or summary for a theory topic, verify the information through the credible resources, and write a reflective essay in his or her own words, incorporating the citation and personal insights. Again, do the citation. Yes, I have used AI as a reference. अब उसके ऊपर उस रिसर्च के टॉपिक के ऊपर डू मोर रिसर्च रिलेटेड टू दैट रेडी रेफरेंस विद यू and write the essay in your own word. You can ask the student to do that. Right? अब सबसे बड़ा क्वेश्चन आता है where you have to draw the line, right? Acceptable AI uses are or could be, one is idea generation, nothing wrong in that, right? They are quick, easy to communicate with us. Draft the structure. Drafting anything and using as a reference, perfectly accepted. Visual explanation, perfectly accepted. Where you have to think of not using or not accepting is if they are submitting the AI generated thing as their final submission and saying it is done by me, right? Replacing the thinking design. There is no thinking design. There is no empathy involved in that particular concept. Not accepted. Copy paste. तो बिल्कुल accepted नहीं है. So that's the thing. And where your role comes in, you have to set the clear guidelines where you have to use, what you have to use, teach them the use of citation, that citation of AI use in my whatever outcome I'm producing. Encourage the process over outcome. Do not just reject the output saying ki this is being generated by AI or being whatever augmented platform. So do not scrap it. बेटर उसने क्या प्रोसेस यूज करी है उसको समझो, नहीं समझ उसने नहीं की है, देन आस्क दैट स्टूडेंट टू यूज इट एज ए रेफरेंस, नाउ रीवर्क दिस यूजिंग दिस, सो दैट उसको भी एक कंफर्मेशन होगा, उसको भी समझेगा मैं कहाँ गलत करें एंड कहाँ आप समझ पाओगे कि उन्होंने जीआई यूज किया है कि नहीं, इज you have to have a lot of discussions on the outcome. Keep the discussion in front of you and do the critics. Ask the person, what do you think about it? What have you done? Understand उसने copy paste किया है या उसने सिर्फ उसको as a assistant use किया है to maybe frame the structure, to frame the language, whatever. More you discuss, it is much ethical converted use of AI by the students. That is what I can suggest.